Okay, so have you ever just felt completely overwhelmed by all this financial lingo? Like when you're reading about investing or, trying to plan for your future, and it's like, bam,
A wall of jargon.
exactly. It's like they're speaking a secret language that only, like, financial gurus understand.
Yeah, you're definitely not alone there. It can be super intimidating.
Totally. But that's why we're doing this deep dive. We want to cut through all that noise and help you figure out how to start building wealth in Canada, even if you don't have a finance degree.
Right on. And we're focusing specifically on registered accounts, these kind of special accounts that come with some awesome benefits, especially for Canadians.
We're talking RRSPs, TFSAs,
Yeah.
classics, but also FHSAs, RESPs, even CPP and PRPPs. Now, I know those acronyms can sound a bit scary, but don't worry, we'll break them all down.
Think of it like a roadmap. We're going to give you the lay of the land, point out the landmarks, but then it's up to you to actually explore each one.
Exactly. We're your tour guides, not your financial advisors. So no personalized advice here. This is just a starting point to get you thinking and hopefully get you excited about taking control of your financial future.
Love that. So, shall we jump in? Where do we even begin?
Let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. Student life. Let's say you're fresh out of high school, maybe just starting university or college. What are the key financial moves you should be making at this stage?
Well, two accounts really jump out for students: the TFSA and the RESP.
The TFSA. That's the tax-free savings account, right? I've heard so much about it, but I'm still not entirely sure how it works.
Basically, it's like a savings account on steroids because any money you make inside the account from investments or interest, it's not taxed. And when you take the money out, still tax-free.
So if I'm a student working a part-time job, saving up for, let's say, a trip after graduation, or maybe even a down payment on a car, I could put that money in a TFSA, and it would grow faster because I'm not losing a chunk to taxes.
Exactly. It's a fantastic way to make your money work harder for you, especially while you're young and have time on your side. That's the beauty of compound growth.
Okay, starting to see the appeal here. So TFSAs, check. What about RESPs? Those are the registered education savings plans, right?
Yep. And most people think they're just for parents saving for their kids. But get this, you can actually use an RESP for your own education too, even if you're already in university or college.
Wait, seriously? So even though my parents diligently set up an RESP for me when I was a kid, I could potentially use that money for my current tuition or textbooks.
You got it. And depending on the specific plan, it might even cover things like your laptop or even living expenses.
Mind blown. This is why we need to have these conversations, right? There are all these hidden gems in the financial world that we just don't know about.
Absolutely. And we're only just getting started. I mean, while TFSAs and RESPs are a great place to start for students, there are also FHSAs and RRSPs to consider, although those might be more relevant depending on your individual circumstances.
Right, like if you're already thinking about buying a home after graduation, an FHSA could be a smart move. And RSPs, even though they're usually associated with retirement, they do offer some pretty sweet tax breaks, especially as your income starts to climb.
Exactly. It's about understanding your options and choosing the accounts that best align with your goals and your, life stage.
All right, so we've said goodbye to those late night study sessions and hello to the 9-to-5 grind.
Or, whatever your work hours may be these days.
Exactly. The world of work is calling. But how do our financial priorities shift once we've officially entered the workforce?
Well, now it's not just about saving for that next vacation or a new gadget. It's about building a solid financial foundation for the long haul.
So are TFSAs still relevant at this stage? We talked about their tax-free growth magic before. But is it still a good move for someone starting their career?
Absolutely. In fact, it becomes even more crucial now because you've got this new income stream and you want to make it work for you. Contributing to a TFSA early on is like planting a seed.
And watching it grow into a mighty money tree.
Exactly. The earlier you start, the more time that money has to potentially grow and compound, all while staying sheltered from taxes.
Okay, that makes sense. Now what about RRSPs, those registered retirement savings plans? They seem a bit more intimidating, maybe even a bit too adult for someone just starting out.
Well, RRSPs might sound a bit like something you worry about later down the line, but they can actually be super beneficial even for young professionals.
How so?
The magic of an RRSP is that it lets you reduce your taxable income for the year you make a contribution. So as your income grows and you potentially move into a higher tax bracket, an RRSP can help you save some serious money.
So let's say I'm a few years into my career, expecting a promotion and a nice pay bump. contributing to an RRSP could actually lower my tax bill for the year.
Exactly. You're basically getting a tax break today while simultaneously investing for your future retirement.
Talk about a win-win. Okay, so we've got TFSAs and RRSPs working their magic. But what about those other accounts we mentioned earlier, FHSAs and CPP/QPPP? Do those become more relevant at this stage as well?
Definitely. If you're starting to think about buying your first home, the FHSA, or First Home Savings Account, is a game changer. It's like a hybrid account that combines the best features of a TFSA and an RRSP.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
You get the tax deduction on contributions like an RRSP, but when you withdraw the money to buy your first home, those withdrawals are tax-free, just like a TFSA.
It's like they designed it specifically for first-time homebuyers. Genius.
And what about CPP/QPP, the Canada Pension Plan and Quebec Pension Plan? I know they're important for retirement, but they seem so far off when you're just starting your career.
True, but understanding how they work is crucial for your long-term retirement planning. Think of them as the foundation of your retirement income, something you can build upon with your own savings. Okay, so we've got TFSAs and RSPs working their magic, FHSAs helping us achieve those home ownership dreams, and CPP/QPP as our trusty backup dancers for retirement. Anything else we should be aware of at this stage?
Well, our research also highlighted some great youth employment programs that can be super helpful for recent grads as they navigate the job market.
Oh, right. Programs like the Youth Employment and Skills Program, which offers paid training and even helps with job placement. That's a fantastic resource.
Definitely worth checking out. So as you can see, there's a lot of support available to young Canadians as they build their careers and their financial futures.
So we've laid down a pretty solid foundation for building wealth as we enter the workforce. But life is full of surprises, right? What happens when we start thinking about maybe starting a family, settling down, and taking that big leap into homeownership? All right, so let's fast forward a bit. Now we're thinking about maybe settling down, starting a family, and that dream of owning a home is starting to feel within reach.
The Canadian dream homeownership. It's a big step, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Okay, so we've got our trusty TFS and RRSPs working for us. But what are the key players when it comes to actually buying that first home?
Well, the FHSA is definitely the MVP in this situation, the First Home Savings Account. It's specifically designed to help Canadians save for their first home.
The FHSA.
Yeah.
Right, we touched on it briefly before, but how does it actually work?
Think of it like the ultimate combo of an RRSP and a TFSA. You get the tax deduction on your contributions, just like an RRSP, which is amazing.
So you're saving money on taxes right from the start.
Exactly. And then when you're ready to buy your home and you withdraw the money, guess what? It's completely tax-free.
Just like a TFSA. So it's like they took the best parts of both accounts and created a super-powered savings account just for homebuyers.
Exactly. And it gets even better. Let's say you're part of a couple and you're both saving for a down payment. You can both contribute to your own individual FHSAs, maximizing your savings potential.
Double the savings, double the fun. I like it. Okay, so FHSAs are clearly a game changer, but what about the down payment itself? That can still be a huge hurdle for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And that's where the Home Buyers Plan, or HBP, comes in. It basically allows you to borrow from your own RRSP to help with your down payment.
Wait, hold on. Borrow from my retirement savings. That sounds a little counterintuitive, doesn't it?
I know, it might seem a bit strange at first, but it can actually be a really smart move. You're essentially giving yourself an interest-free loan.
Oh, I see. So instead of taking out a bigger mortgage from the bank and paying interest, I can use the HBP to reduce the amount I need to borrow.
Exactly. And then you just repay the amount you withdrew back into your RRSP over a set period. It's like a win-win.
Wow. Okay. That's a pretty awesome tool.
Yeah.
So we've got FHSAs helping us save and the HBP helping us with a down payment. What else is out there to help us conquer this home buying mountain?
Well, there's also the first-time home buyer incentive. This is where the government actually chips in to help you with your down payment.
Seriously, the government's just giving away money for down payments.
Not exactly giving it away, but they contribute a percentage towards your down payment, which can significantly reduce the amount you need to save up yourself.
Okay, that's still pretty amazing, and I bet it makes a huge difference, especially for first-time buyers who might be struggling to save that initial chunk of money.
Absolutely. And on top of that, there's the first-time home buyer's tax credit, which can help offset some of those closing costs. And if you're buying a new home, there's the GSTHST new housing rebate.
Wow, it's like a whole team of financial superheroes coming together to help you buy your first home.
Exactly. It just goes to show that there's a lot of support out there for Canadians who dream of owning their own place.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel so much more empowered after this deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from TFSAs and RRSPs to FHSAs and all these incredible programs for home buyers. It feels like we've unlocked the secrets to building wealth in Canada.
I agree. And the best part is that it's all about taking that first step, doing your research, and finding the resources that work for you.
Exactly. Remember, we're just your tour guides. This is just the beginning of your financial journey.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building that brighter financial future.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and remember, building wealth is a journey, not a destination. Take it one step at a time and you'll get there.